What is up, Disney nerds? Today it is a snow day for me because up in Pennsylvania we're getting a huge snowstorm. Don't know how much snow we're getting, but it's going to be here for the next few days. So I might as well make a YouTube video of a bunch of Disney news or just movie news in general. Mainly DC news because, as you know, it is a sad day for us DC fans. But you know what, optimistically, I'm going to look at this optimistically. We're going to get into that here, a bunch of news, so let's begin. Starting off, I'm going to break out the elephant in the room. Big news for DC. A few months ago in October, we got a video by Henry Cavill saying how he's going to be returning as Superman, and obviously we were all stoked. We were all excited that, oh my god, Superman is coming back, and this is honestly my favorite Superman adaptation. Best Superman in my opinion. But unfortunately, that was done by different management at the time, and then of course we got Black Adam, where we saw Superman, we were like, oh my god, Superman's gonna come back. Unfortunately, yesterday though, James Gunn had a talk with Henry Cavill, and Henry Cavill broke out the news that, unfortunately Henry Cavill did get fired and is not going to be Superman no longer. This, of course, is coming with the changes to DC, and I mean, I am very upset that Superman is, my Superman is gone, especially Henry Cavill. The Man of Steel is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. It really sucks. But also I look at this going like, okay, they're taking the big steps to make this rebooted, and I'm really excited that they are going to be rebooting the DCEU, because of course if they're doing this, then they're probably going to be getting rid of Ben Affleck Batman, Ezra Miller, of course, Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa as Aquaman. They're probably going to be just restarting everything, and that sucks because Peacemaker's probably going to get rebooted, and Suicide Squad, all that stuff. We are probably aren't going to get Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn anymore, I would assume. But you never know. So that it just really stinks that he's going to be gone. I'm going to miss him so much. Now, in the lighter news, they said that there is going to be a Superman movie, and James Gunn is doing the script for this movie coming up. It's going to be Superman when he was younger. It's not an origin story. What James Gunn said, it's going to be more of him in the Daily Planet and him being Superman. So I don't know how to take this really. I guess it's a younger version of Superman working at the Daily Bugle and being Superman. Not an origin story, which I wouldn't mind seeing an origin story since it is a reboot. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, I really trust James Gunn, and I like him as a writer. Obviously, I don't think he's going to direct the movie. It really comes down to who the director is, because I really like the style that Zack Snyder brought to Man of Steel. But I really like the writing of James Gunn. However, I just don't really want it to be too goofy and stuff, like James Gunn does sometimes, But I have full trust in him. I love him as a director and a writer. We'll see where it goes. Following up with the DC news, we are going to be getting what the new Imagine DC projects are going to be right at the new year. So as soon as the ball drops, right in the beginning of the new year in January, we're going to be getting some movies, like maybe that Superman movie, maybe a new Batman movie, and maybe some news if maybe Matt Reeves is going to be the new, Matt Reeves' Batman's going to be in this. We don't know. Honestly, anything can happen at this point. Obviously, Blue Beetle and Shazam 2, The Flash, are all going to happen. Every movie that's already been filmed is going to happen. But really, they really don't matter anymore, because after Shazam 2, Shazam's not going to be, he's going to be gone. All these movies are going to be just blipped out because they are going to be rebooting this. Which kind of stinks because I really love Shazam as a character, and I really love the Shazam movies. But yeah, so any movie like Blue Beetle, it's his origin story. That's really gonna be it. It's kind of just, I gonna just consider it kind of like a standalone movie, or like kind of a movie that ties in with other movies, but it's never gonna continue. Let's just say that. Which is, it really stinks, but they can't really do much about it. It's better than them cutting the movies like Batgirl, or I guess, because like, then you don't gotta deal with that. Like, at least we get to see Blue Beetle come to screen. We just won't see him continue, which stinks, but I guess it's a win-lose situation, you know? We're gonna get some good DC content. We're going to get it within the next 5 years or so, which I mean stinks. So starting in 2024, hopefully we get some better content for DC, which I will be in college by then, so that's gonna be crazy. In other DC news, DC just has a lot of news this week, and for a while now. There has been reports of saying the Wonder Woman director has left, and that's why Wonder Woman 3 is not happening. All this stuff was going on until she finally posted that she did not leave, she did not get fired. It was just they had other intentions for Wonder Woman 3, and she had other stuff to do, like the Star Wars movie, standalone movie, and stuff like that. So she can't do it at the moment, which I mean isn't awful, especially since I hated Wonder Woman 84. And I mean, I thought the first Wonder Woman movie was okay. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was bad. So obviously, also with this new reboot stuff, it's probably that too. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of just canceled Wonder Woman 2 and fired Gal Gadot, which sucks because she is a perfect Wonder Woman. But yeah, that's bad. And also they canceled a movie called Batman Beyond, which was a movie or show. It was an animated project, and it was supposed to be Michael Keaton, and that would have been awesome because I'm a big fan of Michael Keaton's Batman. And then they canceled it, and I never even heard about this until it got canceled, and that would have followed up on the Flash movie, so that also stinks. But you know, with all these canceled projects, hopefully this will add light in the future. I know James Gunn is really probably stressed, and a lot of people are criticizing him. I mean, I'm very upset with these decisions, but I feel like this is going to be better down the line. Heading over in Marvel news, we got kind of a bit of stuff. The Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer just dropped, and oh my god, it looks beautiful. Now, a lot of people don't criticize my opinion, but the first one I think was really good, but I think it's a bit overhyped. I really love the visual effects, I really love the animation, love the sound choice, I love everything about the movie. I just don't consider it a 5 out of 5 film. I consider it a 4 out of 5. I consider it a fun time, but not beautifully amazing. But this one just looks incredible, and I'm very excited for Oscar Isaac, and you know, it just really looks good, coming out in June. Can't wait for it. In other news, John Krasinski may not be returning as Mr. Fantastic, so all those hype things saying that he's going to be Mr. Fantastic for the Fantastic Four movie are probably false. He's probably not going to be Mr. Fantastic because apparently he's never had a talk with Kevin Feige about playing Mr. Fantastic for Fantastic Four, and you know, when he got hired for Doctor Strange, he literally got called by Kevin Feige and said, hey, do you want to come for the day, and we'll just shoot it in that day. So literally they filmed everything for Doctor Strange in a day for him, because Kevin Feige was just trying to, you know, do it for the fans. So obviously that means he's probably not our Mr. Fantastic, which is a bit disappointing, but you know what? I'm glad that he was even in Doctor Strange, so that's really cool. In show news for Marvel shows that have been coming out, and now a few of them people didn't really care for. I really like She-Hulk for some reason. I'm like one of the only fans in the world that likes She-Hulk. But Echo, a show which was gonna be continuation of Hawkeye and kind of like Daredevil, she was like the villain from Hawkeye in a way. She was gonna get her own show, and it got delayed to summer now, 2023, which I'm kind of looking at this as kind of like, alright, it's good because they're kind of like probably gonna be working on it more. And how I look at this is they're kind of getting rid of shows, because I have not heard about really any shows except Secret Invasion and Echo. Which, you know, I'm kind of glad, because I really like the special projects more than the actual shows. Like, I'm a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special and Werewolf by Night. I think they're brilliant. Some of the shows I feel like we didn't really need, and you guys know my opinion on that. But, you know, some of them I really like, but I feel like the Echo show just really isn't needed. I feel like we don't need that show. especially since we're getting the Daredevil Born Again show, which I feel like that's needed for sure. Something else that was released was the new Oppenheimer poster, and I just want to mention this because this is my most anticipated movie of next year, and this poster just looks incredible. It's way better than those flying head posters, and so far Oppenheimer's posters have been incredible. I can't wait to get my hands on one, and I'm just so excited for this movie, and I just felt like mentioning it because just look at this beautiful thing. It looks incredible. I'm so excited for this movie. The casting is so great, and apparently Christopher Nolan didn't use any CGI for this movie, he said, and he recreated the first atomic bomb. That's a real bomb I probably use. I'm just blown away by this, and literally, I can't wait for this movie. And to end it off, I got two things of Disney news. Number one, Tron light cycle is officially, like, they turned on the lights for it. It's blue. Looks incredible. They are running it a lot, so I feel like this ride might be coming out sooner than what I thought. I predicted maybe May or April. This might be actually released in maybe late February or early March, because usually when they do this, that means that they're coming quickly, and obviously that train going through there looks like it's up and running soon. I'm very stoked for this, so honestly that's really good news because this ride has been, told it was coming out in 2020. So being that it's 2023 almost, I'm very stoked for this to come out, and I can't wait. It's going to be one of the best rides in Disney World. And second news, this kind of is a bit weird. I feel you cannot, adults, meaning for Disney that's 10 and older, cannot get kids meals anymore. If you're 10 or older at Disney World, you can't get a kids meal. And I find that a bit weird, because like coming from like a picky eater, I know when I was like 11 or 12, I wouldn't like anything on the adults menu. I would always like a kids menu. I don't know, also maybe coloring. I don't know, I just like doing that. So I feel like that's a bit off, and probably it's because pricing, they want to, increase some prices, get the adults to actually have adult meals. Even though I feel like 11 is still a kid, I feel like I can still have a kid's meal if I wanted to, being 17 years old. I don't care. But yeah, so now you can't have a kid's meal if you're older than 10. So I'm sorry guys, but if you're going to like Cosmic Rays, you're gonna have to get a hamburger and not the Dino chicken nuggets. So yeah, that's pretty much all the news I have. Make sure you like and subscribe and share to your friends and follow. Ring that bell for more notifications, all the stuff, comment, whatever. So yeah, Disney Nerd out. Peace!